Hello, Vinny. Welcome to today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me from Spain. That's so awesome.
Hello, yes. Yes, Sandee. How do you pronounce your last name? How do you
It's
pronounce your last name?
Sgarlata.
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 Wonderful.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
what is that sounds very ethnic. What is the background
It's
there?
it's Italian.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. We just had some
It's
great
my
Italian food
ex-husband.
out here in Spain.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. My ex-husband's name. It's my ex-husband's name. So,
Okay.
and I'm remarried. I'm remarried now, and but my second book was being released last year, and my first book
hmm
I authored under Sandee Sgarlata, and so I was told by many people, "You can't change. You got to keep going with that." And I'm like, "Okay." So I still professionally go by my ex-husband's name, even though I'm remarried. And I'm fortunate that my husband is very confident, and he's totally fine with it. So,
Oh, good. 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 Do what you
yeah.
want. Do whatever you want, Sandee.
That's right. So Victor and I were just talking because he's in Spain right now, and this is
hmm
not going to be released for 45 plus days, but he's in Spain, and I asked him if he had heard of Carlos Alcaraz, and he's heard of him. But the interesting thing, yesterday was the men's final of the U.S. Open, and Carlos Alcaraz won. And they're not even talking about it in Spain. And it just kind of blew my mind that they're not talking about it. So, and then you started to tell
Oh,
me about how you're coming back to the States. So tell me about the big differences, because it's really interesting how when you spend time overseas, you really get a whole different perspective and perception
mhm.
of the United States. So tell me about what you've learned so far.
Yeah, we've been in the United, or we moved from New York, where I'm from California, my wife is from New York, and but we're currently located in the Northeast, and we spend the past month here in Madrid, Spain, and we leave tomorrow. Unfortunately, we're very sad, but we've loved our time here. It's been such a breath of fresh air, and usually we take about a month off every year. Um, but COVID kind of hit, and this was our first time abroad, since 2019. So it's been 3 years of just like utter. It's been terrible, obviously, for everyone. You know, um, just with COVID and just all of everything. And there's a lot going on in the States. I don't want to just like blurt out, tell what is top of mind. I'm sure we could probably get into that, but like it's just been a lot, right, for everyone the past, 2.5 to 3 years. And, we came out here to Madrid, Spain. We've been here for a month. We leave tomorrow morning. And, people out here are just cruising. People are here cruising. And we wanted to come out here to take a break from the States, just because there's just like this tension. And so we came out here to Spain, and that tension it's just not there, right? And I've been meeting a lot of people out here who are like, you guys got to move here. You guys got to move to Spain. Like it's crazy in the United States right now. Like I just, for an example would be we've been going to the park a lot. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and in the States, we're not like veterans at going to the park with our kids, especially with COVID. But like we've been, you know, a handful of times, and it's hard to get kids to play with our kids at the park. And out here in Spain, like the kids are just like playing with each other, and like we were like, oh, this is amazing. Like we're not used to like kids wanting to play with our kids here in Spain, and it's wonderful. And there's this dad, he came up to me and he was like, hey, what's up, man? And he had this University of Texas hat on, but he was like, Spanish speaking guy. And he resonated with me because, he went to University of Texas, but he's from Venezuela, and he owns a restaurant here in Spain. And he's like, how you doing, man? You're obviously from the States and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, no, we're here and it's been great. But then he said, he said, I love the USA, but, you know, and we obviously came from Venezuela, which is just like a failing state. I went to University of Texas. You know, my wife's from the U.S. and we love the U.S., but we're moving to Spain. You know, and and I'm like, yeah, I'd love to. I'm right behind you. I'm like my wife. She's really close to her family. She's, you know, they're all in New York, and she's Greek. And he's like, but this is my. He said that's fine. My family's in Texas too, but this is my family now, and this is the sacrifice I got to make because you know he had two-year-old, like a set of twin boys, and he's just like, I got to move here. So he said it's just too crazy in the States, um, and so anyways, it's just crazy. And this is such an interesting, you know, theme of a podcast that you have, and I, you know, I love this. I love. It's like you know, it's wonderful being able to be here and talk to you about this because for me and for everyone, you know, things are just so raw right now. So such a pleasure to meet and speak with you.
Oh, well, thank you, Vinny. No, I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you calling in because I realize it's late where you are. But yeah, that's an interesting take because when you're here and, you know, I've born and raised, I've lived in the DC metro area my entire life. So, you don't realize how toxic it can be. And for me, and most of my listeners are in the United States, you know, what I do is I don't watch the news or I get very small pieces of the news, you know, because it just can be very, very toxic. So like for me, just because I'm a happiness and success coach and I've lived my life like this for 32 years of my life, that, you know, I have all the tools that I need to help me stay sane in this crazy world. So that's a good segue into your story because I know that you, and we're going to talk about your Christian planner that you're here to talk about today, but what led you up to that? Because it sounds like you had some sort of epiphany, the light bulb went on at some point. It sounds like right around graduate school. So tell us about your story and how you got to this point where you devoted yourself to not only creating something that would help you, but that would help so many other people as well.
Yeah, no, that's so cool that you said that. What resonates with me is like you have built the tools to kind of stay steady, right? So just like to steady the ship through like this time of chaos, right? And like, you know, like if you go to my website, right, you click on our story, you know, you think that I have the same, right? Like I have tools and like I created this product that has resonated with 500,000 people across the United States but what like people have this like misconception, right? Especially when people who come on to work with me, right? Like I don't have it together, right? I truly don't. Like I have a brain injury from when I was, you know, a traumatic brain injury that occurred in my early childhood, you know, kind of went through some abuse, sexual and physical. And so like, you know, kind of what inspired the planner and the journal is like it's been a critical practice for me my entire life because of all the rumination and the inner noise that has kind of manifested itself from just like very early childhood, you know, kind of situations and traumas, right? And so, you know, I have always kind of clung to, you know, just that inner noise and being able to deload onto paper and to write and to cling on to explore creativity, spirituality, you know, philosophy, you know, just all these things. And because I'm a creative, like I, you know, noticed that, and a Christian, I noticed that, you know, these things that I've been practicing my entire life weren't really available to others in the market. And so I said, hey, why don't I, you know, as all christianplanner.com was available, why don't I, you know, take what I already kind of been practicing my entire life, right? Because, you know, without planning and journaling and that framework, some people you know, can, you know, just cruise or, or operate or perform at a very high level but like I really, really need a lot of just like structure around me. Otherwise I'll find myself in a ditch, right? Because of like the impulsivity, because of the,
Okay.
the vulnerability to addiction and whatnot. So I need a lot of structure, right, around me. And so planning and journaling is a vehicle for me to not only just survive, but thrive, right? And so otherwise, I'm here, I'm there, I'm here. And that's why I spent time in the military, right? I was, spent 4 years active duty. Now I was a captain in the Air Force. On paper, I look like a very, very put together young man, like just like, but I need a lot of structure. I'm at heart a creative. I'm at heart very entrepreneurial. And so I saw this back to the journaling and the planning, and that how that has kept me grounded my entire life. Being entrepreneurial and creative, I saw that there was an opportunity to kind of bring all these different practices and form it into a book and put it out in the market. And I had no idea it would be so successful.
That's incredible. And congratulations on that success. So you've sold over 500,000 copies of this? Is that what you said?
That's correct. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's really incredible. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's really incredible. So what are let me take a step back. In the Christian Planner, do you offer tools? Like, how is it structured? So if somebody were to pick that up, is it structured in a way that would help them with their own mindset, or is it just simply journaling? Can you just describe that just a little bit more?
Yeah. No, I made sure to make sure that it was very, very open. Like the framework was very open for people to customize and make it their own, but there was still some sort of framework that they can follow, and that there was differentiation. Like they just couldn't get it anywhere. And so the thing that differentiates it the most as a Christian planner is that there's space for weekly sermon notes. If you if you buy the planner, and you hold it, it's much thicker than like a normal day planner that you buy at like Office Max or Office Depot. It's like half planner, half journal. Because after every like weekly appointment spread, you put in your daily appointments. There's that spread. After that page, there's like a page two pages dedicated to weekly sermon notes and reflection. It's called a weekend devotional. And so it doubles the size of the book. And so it's a heavy, but it's so effective for people, because what they're able to do is, take their planner to church, whatever church they go to. It's non-denominational. We have thousands of different Christian denominations. It doesn't discriminate against race, religion, politics or whatever. That's the awesome thing about it. And that's kind of like my style, and I love the fact that it doesn't discriminate against anything. It's just like, if you're a Christian or even a non-Christian, but it's because it's weekly sermon notes that feature, people take it to church. People are Christians who use it no matter what denomination they are. And then they take that message into the week as they plan their days, and they're living this kind of integrated life, right? And so after, weeks and weeks and months of using this planner year over year, it's a dated planner that runs January through December. They kind of have like a keepsake of thoughts and reflections and wisdom. And people just, they have just stacks of these planners. We've been in business since 2016. So there's been, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we're in like our 7th edition. So 2023 planner, we just launched that. And, we have, the number of planners that have gone out, is it doesn't start till January of 2023 for next year, but people have pre-ordered. I mean, it's enough to fill up Madison Square Garden. That's how how many people love the framework, and so it's just great. And I'm just so happy that people are really benefiting from it, but I just want to say that like I'm not like a pastor or like this like put together like officer and a gentleman. I'm just like I have a lot of personal issues and trauma. It's just like everyone else. So I just want to I always make that clear that I'm not a pastor. I'm not I'm a young dad with a lot of issues, just trying to figure it out and trying to live a good life.
And that's great.
And be of service
Yeah.
and be happy.
Sure, of course. And thank you for your authenticity and for being so vulnerable. I appreciate that because you know what, quite frankly, I'm a mess too half the time, like, and I've been living this way for 32 years of my life. And it's just, you never stop growing. And that's part of being human is that we're here to grow. And to have a tool like that sounds incredible because I was curious and you explained it so beautifully that by using this journal, you're taking everything that you've wrote and you've got these, whether it's the sermon from the weekend devotional or whatnot, but you're carrying that into the week and you're reminding yourself on a daily basis. So it's almost like every day you've got those affirmations that you're thinking about and that and those affirmations are going to help you get through each day of the week. So that's really incredible. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Right.
So do you have any stories of how this has helped some of your customers in terms of, maybe how it's helped to improve their life in any way?
Yeah, I mean, there's like so many. Like if you go to our, reviews page, if I said that to you, there's like over 10,000 5-star reviews on the planner. But
Oh my
like,
gosh.
I just like what I love mostly, like kind of like just what the pattern that I see in the reviews is like, people, this is my 4th year, this is my 5th year, this is my 6th year, using this,
Wow.
and it's just that longevity, of, because that's definitely not, longevity is not something that's a pattern that's recognizable in my life. If you zoom out on my life, right? I'm here, I'm there, I'm here, I'm there. And so, just to know that people are finding comfort in using the product, for a substantial amount of time, is very, very fulfilling for me. So,
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. I can only imagine. So what's next for you? Do you have anything else planned? I mean, you're very young. I can tell by looking at you. So what's next for Vinny?
I'm not as young as I look. I'm Filipino, so I'm I have we have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and then one other coming. So what's next for me is a
Wow.
third child.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We're excited and we're scared at the same time because, we went through hyper growth, with the business for a while. We were number 92 on the Inc. 5000 fastest growing companies in America in 2020. And then, the COVID hit and people in just e-commerce in general, as you hear it, you see it and you hear it is, growth. There's just like a dramatic shift in growth plans and stuff. So people are being more conservative. And so, we're taking that route as far as, just being more conservative and doing more for our current audience that we've acquired over the years. And so, we're just, looking for, strategic partners, and there's been a lot of offers and conversations for the past couple of years or year and a half, I would say. And, we just want to make sure that we find the right partner. So I think the next thing for us is to partner with someone who believes in us, that there's a good fit, and just kind of continue the journey.
That's fantastic. That's really awesome. So is there anything else that you'd like to share with the audience before we finish up?
No, not really. I mean, you can hit me up, Victor@ChristianPlanner.com. It's my email. Follow us. If you have any I'm an open book. So, I just, any, I'm always open. I get people that hit me up and I love, just talking to people who are on the same journey, that you're on and that I'm on and just, how can we be better? And that's what's crazy to me is because I feel like we're just like getting better every year, like civilization is just getting better every year, like individuals and family members and friends. Like, who wants to be worse? I mean, we can choose. Obviously there are people who choose that path, but like the majority of people want to improve their lives, right? And so it's just interesting
Right.
seeing the
That's
world
right.
kind of evolve and um, so anyways, so I'm open. You want to hit me up, Victor@ChristianPlanner.com. Um, Good luck. God bless to everyone out there who's on the journey.
Awesome. Vinny, thank you so much for your time today and safe travels back to the U.S.
Thank you.